Hello everyone, this is Rafael from Madrid again. I'm going to continue my previous video with this theory about where to find more objects, more bones, or more insights regarding Kris and Lisanne, okay? To explain more in detail, let's go from the very beginning with this map. You can see here the volcano, okay? The Baku volcano. As I explained in my other video, here you have telecom antennas which are covering the whole zone, both sides, I guess, omnidirectional antennas. Here you have the little town, okay, Boquete. Here you see the Pianista Trail. I'm gonna show you in a different map that is a topographic map that you are able to look for the path. This is the dotted black line. You have even the houses and shelters that you find during your route. And then you are going to reach the summit, okay? I put in blue the Chingarola River. There are different branches of this river, at least three branches, sorry. I put the kilometers that you have to go walking from the summit till the first bridge. As you can see here, we are talking about before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Girls are about 15-20 minutes taking pictures. We know all the pictures, so they start this 10, okay? And we know that close to 2 p.m., something like that, they took the 508th picture, is over there. And you can see here that they are not turning around, because you can see that in the river is always the bottom point of whatever route. And then you have to climb in order to go back to the summit. You have to climb in order to go far away, okay? Because you are not going, what you are not going to do is walk by the river. It's impossible. So here is the zone that I'm going to mark later on in Google Earth, because for me it's the critical part. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you have time to find for a secret waterfall or a better picture that you are pushing to have. You can go to the second bridge because it's far away. You don't have time to return about 3 hours and a half with sunlight. So you have to make a picture in a fast way and turn back to the city. So I put here these signals. I'm going to explain later on. And then you can see also the red path to Alto Romero, okay? And here is the river, but I think it's going to be better to go for Google Earth in order to watch more in detail, okay? I also want to mention something, is that the main river put all the water into this lake. So maybe here somehow it will be fine to have some kind of beavers looking for something, or jets, who knows. So I'm turning back and let's move to the Google Earth, okay? Here you have all the data, the same data. You can see here the volcano. You can see there you have the Boquete, okay? City, you have to climb to the summit. You go this way, you get to the summit. We have two different coordinates because I'm discussing with people in Reddit about the accuracy of the coordinate, but for this specific explanation, makes no sense to be 1 meter or 2 in the other side. So you have to zoom it and you start it instead. I also put all the different shelters that people is using to live here, whatever, okay? Then you pass the border and you start to descend. As we saw in the map, you go to a little jungle, and then you get to this bridge number 1. This is the picture 508 in which Kris is looking behind, and you see here that this is the bottom point. You have to climb if you want to go back to the summit. You have to climb if you want to continue, okay? This is the last picture. We don't know about 509, but here is another house, okay? So people that is living here, and the main point, the pain point for me, and the clue that is what is going to solve this case. And this here, you have time enough from the bridge number 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, more or less. The bridge number 2, you have to look for a secret waterfall. I don't know if there is a secret waterfall, but that's the idea they have. Then you go through this forest, and you have here 3 different slopes that I've made. Maybe you are wrong with the Google Maps, or maybe you slip and fall. You try to solve or to help something. Both girls fall down. We know that Lisanne has the metatarsus broken, so she's not able to escalate. She's not able to walk again. And maybe Kris also fall in order to help Lisanne, and the pelvis is broken, okay? So they are not able to walk. They only have water that maybe they put, because Kris have put 2 bottles in her hand, so it's going to refill. She do a refill of water. They walk, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes again. They're looking for the waterfall. They fall in these slopes. And somehow here, this is a 12.63 hectare in which you have to find the cave and the remaining objects. We know that we have different things like the jeans before or close to the second bridge. Here we have a lagoon. Maybe you have to dive a little bit with a drone, or I don't know, and look for more objects because you have much more water to investigate. And here is the third bridge, okay? It's a monkey bridge. So you have also another point to look for something, but the point here is that you have a lagoon. You have 2 different branches putting water into this. So maybe you have something at the bottom of this lagoon. So different objects were appearing in the course of the river. For me, it makes no sense if it was do it by the nature or whatever. The point is that are following the river. Here you have also the Felicianos properties, and here is Alto Romero, which Luis and his wife found the backpack. I have also 2 different, because this is what I put using kilometers, and this is some collect from Reddit. Told me the coordinates, but in any case, it's already close, so for me, it makes no sense. So, in order to close this video, I know don't do it long enough. This zone between bridge 1 and bridge 2, following the path, is the only place in which you have the 3 prerogatives. First of all, you have time enough to turn back, so it's not far away. You are close to the limit to the sunlight, but you are able to go there and come back if you don't break any bone. You have a slope, you can slip and fall. That is what I think is probably happens. And the third prerogative is that you are on the saddle zone of the antennas. You don't have coverage. And for me, it's the pain point, because in the other slopes are minors during the path, and also you don't have, it's much more probably that you have coverage, okay, from the volcano antennas. So in this case, for the time length, I think that makes sense that the girls decide to go for this. Let's look for a secret waterfall. They didn't have in consideration the coverage. They never thought that it will be able for them to fall, but they did it. And somehow, 2 months later, all things started to appear. So for me, that the sunglasses, the boot of Kris that is blue, but it was black at the very beginning. The sunglasses are also burned by the sun, probably. And also the bones, that means that Kris was on the sunlight. And makes sense, the decoloration, and who knows. But for me, it's clear that here is the main zone between bridge 1, bridge 2, the main zone to start to look for the cave and the remaining SOS, and all that zone in which the photos could be done. There is a lot of heavy whine, so it doesn't matter that you are screaming, nobody's going to hear you. You can see in any given video of YouTube at the zone that there is a heavy whine. So you are screaming, but nobody's listening to you. And if you can see, probably it's in this direction. So if you are using dogs, the dogs are not going to sniff anything, because you are here in a cave. That's the point. It's a pity. It's my bed. So if someone is living in this zone, or is going to hike in this zone, or is able to have funds to do this investigation, I put my, no, I don't know. I bet that is here. It's not other place in which the cave could be allocated. So thank you for listening, and let's go for it.